Sometimes you need to work with someone who is able to speak to the VA in its language, and that's why we're here. A story that means a lot to me, Veterans Day 2021, an individual who had recently had a denial called the agency in a state of active suicidal ideation. This person had a very complex disability that VA had, I think, struggled to rate correctly. They really grossly undercompensated this person when it was actually something that had prevented him from working for several years. We appealed to the Board of Veterans' Appeals. I spent the next several years, actually, these appeals take some time, building a very strong rapport with this person and kind of earning his trust and getting him to speak with me. I ended up speaking to his family members, his old friends, kind of getting statements about the different ways in which this affected him. We were also referring him to our Virginia Veteran and Family Support Program because the combined effects of this disability had kind of left him in a position where he couldn't afford to keep the lights on. He couldn't afford to have a stable source of food always. And there was a great amount of work went into this case and having this person's disability recognized. And we ended up having a hearing with a veterans law judge that lasted for over 2 hours. And to give you an idea, most of those do not last nearly that long. Most hearings are about 30 to 45 minutes at the most. So this was a very, very involved case. Earlier this year, actually, the retroactive award for his appeal was finalized, and it ended up being about $80,000. And of course, that's also going to trigger a continuing benefits award going forward, right? And I'm actually still working with this person for a few sort of residual issues in his case. But it was a great example to me of a time where the sort of measured and tailored advocacy from someone who really knew the law was able to make a huge difference, because VA had failed to understand this disability. So this is someone who really needed someone who was willing to dig into the regulation, really listen to his symptoms, and again, kind of match this to something that VA could translate to a benefits award, and we did that. And now this person is actually going to be in a position where he's going to be able to travel to places that he never thought he would see in his life. I want veterans to know that DVS cares. We're a taxpayer-funded entity. We are completely free to the veteran, and we're here to help. I don't think that this person would have been able to get this outcome without us. And just speaking to him and hearing the gratitude that he feels for us, especially considering the circumstances under which he came to us, which was probably just about the worst day of his life, it reminds me why I do this.